Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Eva Lorraine. So let's go ahead and jump into this video. As you can tell from the title, I will be doing my nails with this red carpet color dipping powder. So I am a beginner at this. I've never had dip nails done professionally or on myself. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into this video. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and open the packaging here. So it is stuffed with a lot of things here. So let's just go ahead and see what we have. We have some foils, and as I was reading in the manual, these foils are for removal purposes when you want to remove. In this baggie here, this is brush hardener. So basically, if your brush hardens, these are replacement tips for your brushes. A manicure filing grit nail filer. Also, this is going to be the brush softener, so definitely it tells you that you will be messing up. The top coat. The activator. And also the base coat. And then last but not least, the powder for the actual color. So this color is going to be Seductive Star. So it's like a deep red. It's like candy apple red. It's really cute. Funny thing is, I actually didn't purchase this color, but I got it. Also comes with little orange sticks and cotton pads. And then for my purpose, I actually have a little small bowl that I purchased at the Dollar Tree because I think that it would probably be best that I try to dip and also shake or place the powder on my nails. So this is the little pamphlet here. It gives you a few instructions on how to do the nails, a few quick tips that it does not say because the instructions are very brief. It also comes with 21 flawless colors that you can purchase online on your Amazon or in your local beauty store, whether it be Ulta or Cosmoprof. So yes, let's go ahead and get started. I definitely cleaned my nails, trimmed them down, tried to shape them as best as I could. I'm using rubbing alcohol to go ahead and cleanse the nails here. So yeah, my nails were looking pretty rough to this. So I had on an acrylic set that I went ahead and soaked off. And yeah, I just decided let's go ahead and do this video. So yeah, it's the perfect timing. So I'm going to start opening the bottles here, the base coat. And I'm going to start opening just everything to get myself prepared and ready to go. Okay, step number one, I'm going to gently apply a thin layer of the base coat on my nails, like evenly there. That's basically what it said. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm going to show you the do's and the don'ts because like I said, the instructions on the box was very vague. And I end up messing up this time around because what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to paint one nail, let it completely dry, and then dip in. And what I accidentally did was something totally wrong. So you will see that shortly. But I am painting all of the nails and I'm not letting them completely dry for the second coat. So yeah, that is a big no-no. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and open the dip powder here. I'm going to place that on the side where my bowl is, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I decided the first one to go ahead and dip my fingernail in, but also I'm going to have my trusty little nail tool. I'm not sure what that is called, but on the side just in case. So I go ahead and dip my nail in there. And from first look, I let it dry by accident. I was supposed to dip it in right as I painted the first go. So you see those splotchy marks. Yeah. So I tried to go back in and cover it, but as you can tell, the base coat started to dry. So yeah, heads up, once you paint, you must dip it. You cannot wait. And that was what I did. I was supposed to wait afterwards, but I didn't know. Like I said, this is a learning experience. It's all fun. So yeah, that one was not so great. But I went ahead and used my little brush and brushed off some of the excess powder that was actually on my skin, and then tapped off a little bit here. And then I tried to go back in with my base coat and try to correct that area here. So you'll see that. So this is where you see the mistake. Definitely you need to let this base coat and the powder dry so that you don't have any clumping. They don't say that in the instructions, and I should have probably watched more YouTube videos of do's and don'ts of dip powder. So yeah, definitely allow it to dry because that's how your brush, quote unquote, hardens. So I just tried to go back in and do it very quickly. And then the second go around, it looked a little bit better, but I believe because I let it dry the first time and did not let it dry completely the first time, that's what made everything, you know, a big mess up. So yeah, first time's a charm, but definitely a learning experience. Okay, so I decided to continue, but like I said previously, I did not realize that you need this to completely dry before you go on and put another base coat, or she'll run the risk of taking off the previous product. So I just continue the process of scooping the powder onto the wet nails, but like I said, it's supposed to dry so that you could not remove any of the previous product and have like a smooth finish. And I didn't know that, so yeah, I just continue with this process on this nail, and then I corrected my mistakes going forward. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna try to do this the best way that I can, or get it to harden, and then I'll correct it later. Okay, so I just decided, let's go ahead and start on the other nail, since that one was definitely a struggle, but I didn't get discouraged. I said, okay, let's go ahead and start doing the other nail so I can see where my mistakes were, because I could tell I was making a mistake, but I didn't know how I was making a mistake. So I just decided to continue. So I take the base coat and I start painting all the other nails really quickly, which I would not suggest to do this as fast as I did, because you may get some of the base coat on your skin, which is a no-no, because just like acrylic, it can lift. But like I said, this is my first time doing it, so I went ahead and started dipping all of the nails so that base coat wasn't dry and it could be fully coated. And like I said, do not rush through this, because sis, you're gonna want this to look good, because there is little room for mess ups. It's not like painting regular polish. So yeah, I would not suggest to go this fast. Then I'm just tapping off the excess powder on the nails, And like I said, you're supposed to allow this to dry as much as possible, waiting at least 2 minutes in between, or else this happens. The product starts to remove on the brush, and your first coat or first layer is not done, not dry, causing unevenness, bumpiness. So like I said, this is definitely a learning process, and I was like, child, the ghetto, but definitely fun. So this step is where you activate the nails. Like I said, this was a learning experience because, as you can tell, some powder is coming off on my activator brush, which is definitely a no-no. I would say the activator is kind of like an alcohol. It smells very strong. It definitely kind of instantly hardened the nails. And as you can tell, it's turning like this, like unfinished base. So I went ahead and just cured the nails because I was trying to figure out why it didn't look like a video that I did watch. So I was like, okay, let me just go ahead. I had put 3 coats of the dip powder on. I didn't want to go any thicker. So I was like, let me go ahead and cure this with the activator. So I cured it with the activator, and the direction says after you cure with the activator, let sit for at least 60 seconds. So that was the only one that had in-depth instructions. So yeah. The next step after the activator says to gently file. Well, before that, I put on the top coat and I let the top coat dry a little, and it says to buff or file then buff. So I went ahead and started buffing. It turns like this, like gritty, like dusty, like how you would be filing down something. It turned really dusty. It took the shine away. The nails were not hard because of course they weren't cured properly, but they looked okay. I would say they looked okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start filing down the nails, which took a very long time. The file in the box was not the best, but it was, I mean, okay for what it was worth. I made it work, and then I went ahead and buffed the nails down. So that took about 5 to 10 minutes. So after buffing for a while, I want to show you what one of the nails looks like. This one probably would be the best of the first set. So I took my professional nail drill bit. It was definitely bumpy because it wasn't completely dry underneath. So I took my professional nail bit, and I'm sorry this is kind of off camera. I just definitely did not know how to like place my hands in the shot. So I went ahead and started drilling it. I will say that if you aren't very familiar with how to use a professional drill, don't do it because you can burn yourself. You can get very, very close. It's very dangerous to use. So yeah, I used that for a little while. I figured something wasn't right because I'm really good at filing down my nails and everything, and it just did not feel right. So I just go ahead and continue with what I was doing and try to get the desired smoothness. of what I wanted, and yeah. So after filing and buffing, it says that you need to go over with the activator, aka dehydrator, again over the nail plate. This is just to make sure that anything that's not dry in the nail is going to be dry afterwards. And like I said, sorry, my hands were not in the shot, but yeah, I get most of that in there. And then after you do so, you're supposed to go over with your top coat. I wasn't very satisfied because like I said, I didn't really know what I did right. So I started on my right hand. This hand was a little bit easier. I definitely off camera started watching like 1 or 2 videos, and it was telling me what I was doing right and what I was doing wrong, which was a lot. So this side definitely came out a little bit better, but like I said, your technique should be definitely like not rushed at all, and you should definitely allow the nail to dry and do one nail at a time. Don't try to rush it. If all else fails, if the instructions are not that great or not in depth and are very vague, try your hardest to follow a YouTube video, YouTube University, whatnot, because like as you can tell, it's not completely dry, and I just really didn't know exactly, you know, what to do based on the instructions because it was just too vague. So yeah, learn from my mistakes. So after about an hour, I decided, hey, let's try to do something a little different, and I didn't really like it. I ended up taking off the top coat that did not come with the product because it does not set, but I used the top coat that was in there. This is how my nails turned out. For what it's worth, I was happy with it. I just went ahead and added some cuticle oil and, you know, tried to, you know, love my nails. But thank you guys so much for watching my chaos. Like I said, if you don't know what you're doing, I'll learn from YouTube University. Bye.